This isn't really a complex video, it's just an interesting observation I've made over the past 10, 15, 20 years of my life. You see all that stuff? That is a selection of Japanese pop and rock, mostly rock. But I also listen and watch several K-pop things as well, or K-rock, whatever. For some reason, what I have observed is that every single woman I've ever met, I've ever dated, I've ever shown any of this stuff, every single typically white American woman is threatened by this. No joke. I might play this music and be like, hey, check this out, you know, whatever. And they see this and they get really intimidated. I think it's very unusual. Why is it that white American women are so intimidated by a bunch of Asians? First of all, across the ocean. Doesn't make sense there. Second of all, okay, you're not hand-picked 18-year-old K-pop stars wearing skimpy outfits and tons of makeup with professional cameras and lighting all over the place, making you look as good as humanly possible. Okay, I get that. I can understand being a little bit intimidated by comparing yourself to someone else. But it's so irrationally high. It's a level that you don't even see, even with just, like, here's a, like a hot model or actor or porn star or whatever. There is something unique about Asian women that really upsets white American women. And it doesn't seem to matter if they're in a stable relationship or if the person who's showing it to them should know, and has been very clearly displaying that they're attracted to the white American woman. This stuff gets them every time. I don't get it. I don't get it. It's almost like a phobia. It's almost like there's a unique phobia of Asian women for white American women. We can theorize all day about what that is, and I'd love for you to do it in the comments, but it's just a weird observation, and it's something that's been pinging around in the back of my head for a very, very long time. And it's not a new phenomenon. Back in the mid-2000s, when I showed my then wife these various things, she didn't like them. And it's not necessarily that she hated the music. It's that she just didn't like them. She didn't like them to be up. She didn't like to see them, whatever. It made her uncomfortable, even if she didn't say anything about it. And it's just so strange because, like, this stuff is actually the tame stuff. I could pull up some stuff right now that's way worse in terms of just being revealing and having younger people in smaller outfits, whatever. You know, stuff that's more sexualized, if you will. And probably the worst of it is that one up there. That's Hanoi Team from the 2000s, by the way, and technically I think they're like 16 or something, but that's the way that a lot of that Japanese line dancing stuff was back then, is they'd get young people doing line dances. But anyway, any of this kind of stuff, they see an Asian, they freak out. What is that? It's so stupid. Come on, look, okay? I get it to some extent, but you girls have to stop. You got to calm down, okay? The Asians ain't coming over here taking over America through their vaginas. It's just not happening. Calm down. No, you'll never be an 18-year-old K-pop star with everything perfectized, and that's okay. Neither will I. I'm not exactly built either. You know what I mean? But grow up. Come on. Just why? Why do you have to be this way? It's the degradation of society, man, and it's been happening for a long time. But I guess I shouldn't be surprised, because what do women do? It's not men that tell them that they're not good enough or that they look bad, they have bad personality, whatever. It's other women. It's all about competition with other women. And I guess the problem is that these sort of idealized depictions that are also a different race, and that, let's be honest, some people do just have what they call yellow fever for. I kind of sort of was one of them 20 years ago. Kinda. But yeah, It's just, it's like, oh, that's even less achievable than being a Victoria's Secret model, because now I have to have, you know, the thin eyelids that don't have an overhang, you know, and I'll never be able to do that. It's sort of, now that I'm thinking about it, I can't believe I never thought of this before, but you know how women will fault men for not being tall enough, even though there's nothing you can do to become a taller man, but you could lose weight. You know, I could lose weight, but it's the same thing. It's the same thing as faulting men for not being tall enough. Women think that men fault them for not being cute Asian girls. So when they see one, it's like, well, I can never achieve that. And I don't like being reminded that there is something that other people like that I can never be. Maybe that's it. I don't know. Anyway, I thought I'd share that with you guys. And now I'm extremely uncomfortable. So I'm going to unmute some of this stuff and, you know, just and get yelled at. Take it easy.